All right, we are back and ready to go into this. It is all set up. It is going to be on merry-go-round.
The players are ready. The admin is ready. The button is pressed.
And the countdown is going.
The countdown is going. Game number 3. The crowd is morose.
It is.
Yeah,
people
yawning
are really getting into their fighting games over there. So merry-go-round 3-player map. We've seen it a couple times this tournament, but not a ton.
I mean, I feel like it's been fairly common.
That's fine. Whatever.
Yep. Double triangles. That's how I remember this map.
Jumping on into the game, merry-round in the 6 o'clock position. The Blue Zerg down 2-0 at this point. His name is Winter.
And in the top left-hand corner, feeling fairly confident in his 2-0 lead over his opponent, it is DesRow. All right, so the banter continues as these two are getting into the early parts of the game. You know, the standard little bits of increased supply and worker creation.
That was that was really a lot of preparation for Winter to have a shirt on hand for DesRow.
He put a lot of thought into what was going to happen during this tournament, for sure.
You know, he really had to get serious in those maps against Spider Slayer, because if he would have lost, he would have not had the opportunity to do that.
Well, he would have at least had the shirt still, though.
He would have, but it wouldn't have been as dramatic.
It definitely would not have been as dramatic.
So merry-go-round here, 2-0 in this best of 7. So if you are unfamiliar with the math, that means you have to win 4 games to be the champion here at Youmacon. Detroit 2014. Again, we are in Detroit, Michigan at the Renaissance Center in one of the ballrooms that is largely empty at this point because they are starting to tear down around us.
You say it's largely empty as the crowd erupts for the fighting game.
The crowd roars.
But, yeah, I mean, both these players are going home with money. They're both going home.
What are you talking about?
mice.
They're rooting for StarCraft. They're saying we want GG.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, both of these players are going to be heading home with money. They're going to get those Razor Mice, and I believe that it's going to be, let me just check my handy-dandy cheat sheet here, $230 for the second place player and $380 for first place.
That is definitely significant. Well worthwhile coming out here, and big thanks again to MythLogic for helping to boost that prize pool up so that these players will go home with a victory prize in hand that is according to their effort put forth here, because everyone really has put forth a lot of effort. DesRow has, kind of been able to hang out today, as he was already guaranteed into the grand final here and get to watch the lower bracket folks duke it out along with Winter. Winter didn't exactly have an easy road either. He was close to elimination there against Spider Slayer and lost a match or so to another opponent. So he's had to fight his way here as well.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's clear that there's been a little bit more competition for him this year as opposed to last year, when he mostly kind of went through a lot of the opponents without losing too many games until the final.
Absolutely. A probe of DesRow here getting some scouting done. It is fairly low, so those Zerglings eventually will catch it and chase it down. Overlord of Winter is up in DesRow's base. Zealot being produced, and he got a Nexus down here really fast, so he's already producing probes out of that. So that will be an economic advantage for him here, as Winter now is just finishing up his natural expansion.
Yep, that has gone down, and now the Queen is making its way over there. The two Zerglings are heading into the main, or the natural rather, of DesRow to see that that's up and already producing probes. He could pick off that probe if he wanted to.
Do that.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be able to get it. The probes will run up to safety in the main base. Mothership core will be chrono boosted out. Zealot will come down to assist, say, hey, leave my kids alone.
That is right. Well, no Mothership core in production just yet.
Mothership core is being produced at the natural
you're right.
Nexus
I'm sorry.
right now. It is being chrono boosted the heck out. So DesRow now is going to start assembling his wall up here at front. This is a little bit tricky because there are some rocks here that do have only 400 HP, so you can wall it off to an extent, but it doesn't take a whole heck of a lot for some roaches or other units to come up here and take those rocks down and open up an opening there.
So it looks like Winter is getting some early roaches. 5, 6 now are in production. That Roach Warren did just finish up. No upgrades for him at this point. He's just going to be moving out with the group because he sees that DesRow took that early natural. He's not going to have a whole lot in terms of defense here to deal with this.
Yeah, he is putting that wall together, though, and he does have the Mothership core. Not seeing exactly where it went. That mothership. Where did that sneaky mothership go? There it is. It should have enough for Photon Overcharge by the time those roaches get here. So along with this wall, he should be able to kind of deal with that. Although that might kind of just be barely outside the range of Photon Overcharge. We'll see. The roaches are on their way, so these theories will be tested here relatively shortly.
Yep, sentries are making their way out now as well. I don't think he's going to see these roaches coming. And
nope.
There they are. They're
Hopefully he does have that Zealot on hold position. He got bitten by that once earlier today. But Zealot is going to go down, and here comes the force field.
One does get in, and it is going to be able to do some damage, probably take out... Oh, he switched the sentries that he was attacking there. It looks like he was... Oh, he was going for the one that has the more energy.
Yeah.
Unable to get it down, though.
Nice. So Mothership Core is going to arrive on the scene, third on the Photon Overcharge. And that is going to be just out of range for the roaches there, but they are able to sneak in the backside, but they're going to have to go through the range of that and take some shots, but there is enough energy on the sentry to block them off the ramp, which forces them to stay inside the range of the Photon Overcharge. Probes pulled to surround those roaches and keep them still. No probes yet have gone down.
And those roaches are trying to take down the sentries. It looks like 2 probes have fallen, but wow, that was very well
only
defended.
2 probes, but yet there are some more roaches here at the front. The pylon does get canceled, but there are stalkers here on the scene now to help out. And now that the mothership is revealing that Overlord over there, it takes a few shots as well. Photon Overcharge has expired now. He is chrono boosting his gateways to get more out, but the pylon is trying to go down, but the roaches are in the way. Nice force field there, blocking them out once again. There is another hole on the right side. They are coming in, but yet another force field goes down. DesRow doing a really good job containing these roaches.
Yeah, he's not really losing a lot of his forces. I mean, the roaches are being able to back off, and this mothership core is just getting free shots. But with Zerglings that don't have speed and slow roaches with no upgrades, it's kind of a tough battle here. He is continuing to get in, and it looks like a sentry may go down. Yeah, one more does go down.
DesRow did put down his robotics here, but it's kind of a risky spot here as probes are going to be pulled. He's going to want to get an Immortal out, but the Roach is going to be able to... It looks like it might be unpowered as it is.
Stalkers are now taking down the Zerglings that are attacking the natural base. The robotics facility is powered up again, and Immortal is beginning to be produced.
2 roaches still remain in the main base here. If DesRow going to start taking some pot shots at these probes, 2 stalkers should be able to take this out with a little bit of micro. 1 roach down, the other one just kind of running around here. 2 more gateways do finish, so he should be up here in the production. Looks like Winter has a few more units out front, but he's back to producing drones, so the onslaught here should stop pretty quickly. And DesRow didn't lose too terrible amount. The losses on both sides are basically equal. 2,000 for DesRow and 2,200 for Winter.
So roaches and Zerglings are making their way north. Looks like they are hanging out on the high ground over there.
I'm not sure what's going on up here. Maybe just checking for any pylons or anything. DesRow is continuing to make Immortals here. Winter hasn't really made too many transitions, just now moving in to get some Zergling speed. The Mothership Core does have quite a bit of energy. We'll soon have enough for a couple of Photon Overcharges, but Winter not really producing that many roaches now, 4 in production, but still hasn't really made any attempts to take a 3rd base or move into any kind of tech here, so I'm wondering if he's trying to make some other kind of push, but at this point, Roach is not going to do a whole lot. Layer did just start to go down for Winter, so I would project that he would be going into that spire that he likes to go into about this time.
Looks like DesRow is going to be going out on the offensive, and Winter has put down 2 spine crawlers at the front, knowing that he doesn't have a lot of units. He did see that army moving that way, and he is going to be moving the majority of his forces. It looks like he's kind of maneuvering around, trying not to be seen.
DesRow, by taking out a couple of these Overlords, has kept Winter in not really supply block, but kind of kept him in close supply there for a little bit, but he did make 5 Overlords back there a little bit, kind of projecting that. So, but there are more roaches and lings at the front. There is a cannon here as well as buildings and units, so probably eventually not going to get a whole lot done, but it is going to hold DesRow back. Actually, DesRow's gonna
he just
not worry about it, I guess.
Yeah,
oh, he did recall. Okay, so that is going to delay the attack from DesRow here as so that's a pretty good play by Winter, as he was definitely not ready for a large-scale attack. But DesRow's army is continuing to grow and grow. He's not taking that many losses.
Hydro's Den is in production now for Winter as well.
This looks familiar. So there are 2 Overlords here on the left, 1 at the third base, and 1 kind of hanging on the side here just to see if anything comes out of the base. One thing that DesRow has not done this game that he has in the previous games against Winter is produced a Stargate.
Twilight Council is going down as well. 5.
This is a lot of sentries with force fields here. It looks like 4, 8, 9 sentries, each with at least 2 to 3 force fields. That could be rough. He does have a good number of immortals here, though, so he should be able to deal with these spine crawlers if he ever gets out there. But keeps being pulled back home and wants to clean up these overloads here as he's taking his third base.
There is a single speedling in DesRow's base, and he kind of allowed it to pull his whole army back to his third base that he's trying to take. That Zergling was cleaned up in the main, so he's going to be, looks like he's going to be moving out a little bit more.
Oh, DesRow does pick up 2 immortals into this War Prism here, so he's going to be coming in and want to do some damage against this main base, it looks like, and that would be pretty detrimental to Winter. This is his lair, and there's really no defense here. This is going to be a pretty big move by DesRow.
That is absolutely true. There is a pylon going down on the bottom left, and
come on, come on, the War Prism.
waiting.
Come on.
Waiting for his army now. It looks like he's moving his army up a bit into the center of the map, and there's a group of Zerglings that are moving around.
Yeah, I think he's trying to draw the army of Winter out of the base with his army movements out there, but what he didn't know is that the army wasn't in Winter's base. Looks like he was he was actually going for some drone shots there, as 2 immortals can one-shot drones. Hallucinated Phoenix gets taken up by the Hydras, but there's a lot of sentries in it, and Stalkers here, so he's looking for a nice choke here to be able to take this engagement. 1 Zealot does distract 50 Zerglings.
And he's going to be moving back to a more advisable position. He does have Stalkers warped in at his third, and now bringing some cannons in to help defend against that.
He's definitely going to need all those force fields in this area. It's pretty wide open here. There is a little rock here. He's kind of pulling back, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to super well defend that ramp. There is an Immortal stuck behind the Zealot at the top, but he's backed right in. But he is trapping those forces up there as the Colossus comes on the scene. Going to zigzaggy melt those Hydras out there.
Yeah, and there's the GG.
There's the GG.
Wow.
So yeah, so overall, just another really strong game from DesRow. Winter was trying to get some aggression on, and it just wasn't being very successful. He kept losing units. You know, after a good couple minutes of aggression, go back and look at the units lost, and you would think that it would be kind of in favor of Winter, but it would actually be fairly even.
Yeah, he was able to get a lot of those units into the main base, and you know, was walking around. But DesRow was really doing a good job of protecting those probes and keeping the things alive that he needed to keep alive, while picking off units here and there. So Winter, I really like the early aggression, trying to think a little bit differently about the problem, how to get in here and how to take a game off of his opponent, and just didn't work out from that time.
Yep. Well, we're going to be going into game number. I'm really confused because of our advantage. Game number 4, which is going to be match points. It will be 3-0 in favor of DesRow. So while we're getting the lobby set up here, we're going to take a 30-second to a minute break or so, and we'll be right back with game number 4.